What do you feel you're doing at your company in order to drive patient value beyond the efforts of your competitors?
Well, it would be perhaps a bit vain for me to say that we are doing things better than other companies. First of all, I'm not sure that I know what other companies may be doing. What I can tell you is what we are trying to do differently from what we did in the past. And I could probably position what we are doing along three main elements that I think are helping to drive the culture of much higher level of orientation to customers and to patients particularly. The first one is to ensure that you set the tone from the top of the company. Our vision states that we will become a leading specialty pharma company with particular emphasis in improving lives of dermatology patients. We spend a significant amount of time, the whole management team, together with doctors, with patients, in practices, and that is not something that we used to do in the past, nor that basically management executives used to do in the past, at least not with the same degree of involvement and the same allocation of time versus, again, what was done in the past. So again, I think you need to set the tone from the top and lead by example, and I think that is true not only for myself, but actually for the whole senior management team. The second element is to ensure also that you incentivate that kind of behavior. So we have actually, we put in the bonus of employees, not just of senior management at a much lower levels, rewards related to what we call customer-driven innovation. And we are trying to link actually the concept of innovation to the concept of customer, which includes truly not only the patients, but also payers and physicians. And also within that context, we are setting up specific initiatives that will lead the organization to understand that the patient orientation is not something only for the commercial guys to think about, that it has implications all along the value chain. And we have specific actions and specific cases where we basically can drive that kind of thinking from the research all the way through development, of course, manufacturing, etc. So even areas that are not very directly related to patients by now are, and I get very encouraged by that, a lot of good thinking on what ultimately we should do to drive value for patients. Along the same lines, and still in this second element, I think that the aspects related to encouraging and even funding at the corporate level new pilots and new initiatives that may help people to get encouraged to try something a bit different also helps. And the third element also has to do with basically creating or setting up some positions that may help also to stimulate and to get traction on this customer and patient-related orientation. So those three elements are, I believe, very important, and you need to bring them together. But I think that the first one is very key, that you reflect that in your mission and vision of the company, and that you lead by example from the top. Otherwise, it's just blah, blah, blah. And people will say, okay, those are nice words, but we do not see you guys practicing it from the top. And I think another key comment I would like to make is that nowadays we really, all companies involved, and this is true for Almirall as it is, I believe, for the rest of the industry, we need to recuperate, I would say, our sense of purpose as an industry. We have been an industry very much also driven from the beginning by bringing products that will eventually treat or deal with unmet medical needs. And of course, we have a fiduciary responsibility to also, make money and, provide appropriate return to our shareholders along the way. But we have to be careful indeed that we balance all that appropriately, and that ultimately all the efforts that we do in research or in partnerships and research alliances with other companies ultimately help to bring value in that direction. And that's how also society needs to see us. If eventually society, and I think we have a particular issue in today's environment, if society does not perceive that very clearly, and they see only the economic related aspects that relate to our industry, then we can have significant difficulties to really portray everything that we are doing with good intentions to bring value to patients in that other more difficult context.